In this video, I'm gonna share something with you that I've been doing for years. It's something that I do just about every single day to get things done and ensure that I stay super productive. Also, my son recently started doing this and he's 6. So if he can do it, so can you. And we are starting right now. What is going on? My name is Michael. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you wanna learn how to develop yourself, build wealth, and grow your YouTube channel, make sure you start now by subscribing and clicking that bell. This way, you won't miss anything that I publish. In this video, we are gonna be talking about that one tip that I do just about every single day, and I've been doing it for years, and my son, my 6-year-old son, he started doing it as well. It's gonna help you stay productive. It's gonna help you get things done. Now, I didn't wanna just give you that one tip. I compiled a list of 20 different tips to help you get things done every single day. So we're gonna go through that list. I'm gonna start at 20 all the way down to 1. All right, starting with tip number 20. It is monotasking. Monotasking is the opposite of multitasking, meaning we are doing just one thing at a time. I can see the benefit to that in certain circumstances. Now, if I'm working on a project and that project is gonna last multiple days, I wanna focus in on it. If there's tasks around the house that I need to do, laundry, dishes, sweeping, I think I'm gonna probably do all 3 of those at the same time and I'm gonna multitask. So monotasking, I think, has its place if you wanna stay super focused and get a certain project done. But if you've got a to-do list and you wanna accomplish a lot in a given day, maybe you might spread out and do different things at the same time, like I mentioned. So I think monotasking does have its place and it can help you with certain tasks. Moving on to tip number 19 is time log. And the idea behind this is that you would actually write down in a log what you do every single day. It's like a daily activity or a daily audit for what you're doing every single day. And the idea behind this is you'll soon begin to notice patterns of what you're doing and start to eliminate things that you don't want to do that are preventing you from achieving your to-do list. I can see the benefit to that if you're somebody that gets distracted a lot. Moving on to tip number 18 is batch processing. Now, this sounds like something you do with computer software or with videos or photography or something like that, but it's actually meant to be for your tasks. So instead of doing just random tasks and random orders, you would batch different tasks together. Maybe you're gonna run all your errands together. This way you're not leaving your house multiple times during the day or multiple times during the week. If you're gonna clean the toilets, you might as well clean them all, right? So batch processing, I could see where batch processing could come in handy, and I do agree with that. Moving on to tip number 17 is slow down. Now, I can see where they're coming from by slowing down, but I don't necessarily agree with this tip. I feel like slowing down is not gonna help me accomplish what I wanna accomplish in a given day or help me accomplish my tasks. Let me know what you think in the comments. Go ahead and open them up, and would you use this tip? Next, we have number 16, which is eat the frog. And the idea behind eat the frog is that you're gonna go ahead and tackle that task that you don't wanna do. Maybe it's a large task, maybe it's a time-consuming task, maybe it's just a task that you just really dislike doing. And do that task first and it gets off your list. I don't necessarily agree with this. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I like that momentum of getting things accomplished. And if I eat the frog, it takes me a long time. I try a large task or a task that I don't really like doing. Maybe I get burnt out and maybe I just stop there and I turn Netflix on, and I don't wanna do that. So this is why I don't really agree with the eat the frog idea. I know a lot of people use it. Do you use it? Let me know in the comments. Next, we have tip number 15, which is remove distractions, and I totally agree with this. I think you need to turn that TV off, send the kids to a friend's house, put that phone away, and get rid of any distractions that you've got going on and focus in on what you need to do. Just get it done. Make sure you stay around to the very end where I'm gonna share with you that one tip that I do nearly every day, and I've been doing it for years to help me stay productive and get things done. Now for tip number 14, make 60-second decisions, meaning in 60 seconds, you have to make a decision. I can see the benefit to this in certain circumstances, but not for all tasks. Maybe your task is to pick a paint color. Where I can see this technique being useful is if you're decluttering. If you're cleaning up a room, a closet, a drawer, look at the items in the drawer, in the closet, and make a decision quickly. Are you throwing it out? Are you keeping it? Are you donating it? What's going on with that? And move on. I want to take a little bit more time than 60 seconds to pick what color I'm going to be staring at when I don't know what to say. So I'm gonna take more than 60 seconds on picking out that wall color right there. I think this technique has its place, and I would use it in certain circumstances, but I wouldn't use it for my whole entire list. Tip number 13 is to put your headphones on. And what that does is it eliminates the outside noise and distraction. So if other people are in the house or at the office and they're making noise, you're not distracted and you're gonna be able to focus in on your list. I do like this idea. I think it is beneficial and it will help you stay focused. Tip number 12 is to schedule uninterrupted time on your calendar to work on your tasks. This sounds like a no-brainer to me, so yeah, I would say go ahead and use it. Tip number 11 is to turn off social media. I like this one. I don't want you to get sucked into that black hole. By turning off your social media, you'll definitely get more things done. Tip number 10 is to keep your emails organized. I don't necessarily jive with this one because I use Gmail and I just leave everything in the inbox, and if I need to find anything, I just search for it. I don't know that I necessarily need this one. I don't know if you ever do this, but I have an iPhone. I click edit, select all, and then I choose that option that says mark as read. Well, I was doing that the other day and I accidentally marked it as junk, so my entire inbox went to, wait a second, maybe I should start organizing my inbox. I really like this next one, and I hope you do too. Tip number 9 is to smash that like button until it turns blue, and then you can cross it off your to-do list. See what I did there? Okay, no, really. Number 9 is to make sure you get enough sleep. I think if you're gonna be getting things done, you need to be rested. So yeah, go ahead and get some sleep. Not right now. Tip number 8 is to start saying no. And no, I'm not saying to say no to your boss. I'm not saying to say no to your significant other. What I'm saying is to say no. Yeah, say no. Okay. But no, really. The idea behind saying no is, again, to eliminate distractions. So you're saying no maybe to Netflix, or you're saying no to social media, or you're saying no to somebody's request. Maybe you don't have time right now because you're focusing on getting things done. So you need to say no. Tip number 7 is to focus on one thing at a time, which sounds a lot like monotasking. It's similar, and you get that focused intensity. So I think there's times where you want to use that focusing in on one thing at a time, and there's other times where you don't. Tip number 6 is to set up a system. Now, I think there's gonna be some tasks that you definitely can apply this to, such as meal planning, or if there's tasks that you do on a weekly basis, you can create a system and you're gonna do those same tasks throughout the week. So yeah, I think this is a good tip. Tip number 5 is to wake up an hour earlier to start working on those tasks earlier in the day. So I think it's a good idea if you can do this. Now for me, I don't know that I can do this because I've got a family in the house, an almost 2-year-old, and if I start making noise, doing things, can you imagine vacuuming at 5 in the morning? Yeah, I don't think so. So I don't know that this tip is gonna work for me, but I wanna hear from you in the comments. Do you do this? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is something that you'll implement? Tip number 4 is to clear off your desk. The idea behind this is clean spaces are gonna allow you to think better. You're not gonna get distracted by what's on your desk, and you're gonna stay more focused on the things you need to do. This is a great idea if it's work related or something that you're doing at a desk. But if you're out and about, if you're doing things around the house, if you're running errands, there's no desk. So you can apply that throughout your house. So keep your house clean, keep your car clean. And when you do that, it's gonna remove that clutter and your mind's not gonna be distracted by the clutter you have throughout your house or your car. Tip number 3 is to do the hardest task first. Now it sounds a lot like the eat the frog tip, but the eat the frog tip was something that's unpleasant, where this is the hardest task. So the hardest task might take the most amount of time, or it's something mentally hard, or maybe it's physically hard. But the idea behind that is that you're not going to be procrastinating and avoiding it. You're just going to get it done and then move on to the other tasks. We are on tip number 2, which is to exercise in the morning. The idea behind exercising in the morning is to get your blood flowing, to clear the fog in your head, and this way you are more productive during the day. You'll be able to go through your to-do list and get things done. Are you ready for it? We are on tip number 1. This is the number 1 thing that I do to get things done, to stay productive. I've been doing it for years. I do it just about every day. My son picked up on it. He started doing it. And it is to write things down on a piece of paper. I use a 3x5 card. I like the 3x5 cards because of the size of it. It's not too big. It's not like a piece of paper. It has a little bit of thickness to it. And what I do is I write them down and I put a little box, as you can see, and I mark it out in red. It helps me feel accomplished. Here on my list, I gotta put the trash and recycle and green waste out to the curb. I need to exercise. So I haven't exercised. That means I'm not exercising in the morning, which is a tip that I might start adopting. If that resonates with you, I wanna hear from you. Let me know in the comments. I really do hope that you find some value in the tips that I presented here, especially writing things down on a piece of paper. That is one that I've been using for years. I do it just about every single day, and it makes me super productive, like I mentioned. So there you have it, 20 tips to help you be more productive and get things done every single day. Now, if you want to know how best to achieve your dreams and goals, make sure you click into this video right here. And if you're interested in building wealth, go ahead and click into this video right here. And I will see you on the next video.
As always, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like button and leave a comment.